Hello everybody, here's Mike with another stream for Alder's Blood. This time I have a camera set up so you can actually see me. Yeah, I know that some of you wanted to see the dev, so here you go. Here's your guy. We'll be streaming this game. Alright, so we can take this off. Here's our main menu for Alder's Blood. Maybe we'll wait a few minutes, thus I'll just say some bullshittery before some more people will get in and we focus on something more important, right? So, some time ago we released our first official trailer for Alder's Blood. I hope you've seen it. If not, you can type Alder's Blood trailer in YouTube. It's really good. We are very happy with how Radical Studio made this. And this trailer was sent in our big first press release. We get some cool mentions in Nintendo Live and Rock Paper Shotgun, just to name a few. We are very happy with this so far. So yeah, that's that. Alright, let's get started. So when you start a new campaign, we can use the quick start rules, but this is only for testing, and Iron Man wouldn't enable us to save the game, but that's not important. So let's go on a hunt, right? So if you don't know what Alder's Blood is, it's a tactical stealth game, that's how we call it. You control a group of hunters on their quest to kill a decayed god. Yeah, so quite a big task, right? Okay, wait a second, there's some problem with music. Let me check. You should hear it by now. Let me check quickly. Magi Masks, any plans to release a new demo? Not really, not at the moment. Maybe let you know. You know, demo is a tricky part. I know that all of you would like to play this. But you know, we need to think this through carefully. So we'll let you know if there will be a demo. You'll know. The best way to be up to date with all of that would be to join our Discord server. Alright, so if you've been here last time, you know that we added a tutorial, but it was shit. so we spent some more time on it, and now it's way better. Any beta keys? Autystyczna ameba. Well, how can I say this? I think that's exactly the same answer of the demo. We'll let you know. There will be some bigger news coming soon. How you could get an early access to the game, because there will be a form of getting an early access to the game, but you know, all of this news needs to be planned, so I cannot say anything right now. I think that's it. Okay, so we play the tutorial as Duke. This is this guy. He has his own portrait right now in his younger version now, and we'll play the first mission of the game as him. Later on we'll have our own crew of hunters. Here at last, the hilltop is just ahead. There are some monsters on the way up, but it's nothing that they couldn't handle. we'll have an intro for the game, but basically Duke get to this area called the Crown because he believes he will find the corpse of the dead god here, so he can basically like get rid of this once and for all and end this horror of monsters that are afflicting this world. He came here alone. And we have just, you know, standard tutorial box which describes how you should move. Nothing too fancy here, but well, we need something like that, right? Like any other game. So we cannot click anywhere else, we have to click in the highlighted area. The great task of moving was finished. I shouldn't attract too much attention, these patches of grass should do well as my concealment. So yeah, as I said, this is a tactical stealth game, and hiding in tall grass is one of the best ways to hide your hunters. There's a monster there, I should catch my breath and keep pushing forward. Stamina system is one of the main things, main mechanics of the game. These bars here represent the stamina, and almost any action that you can take in the game will drain hunters of the stamina. I haven't read this part, but if you move within this yellow zone, these yellow dots, this will cost 1 stamina. So you can see near the cursor you have this bar, exactly the same one as here. And to regain this stamina you can always use your rest ability. This will end the activation of this hunter, and if nothing will attack him, all of his stamina will be replenished. This one is weak, one thrust with my sword and he is gone. And we have a tutorial about melee combat. So Duke is equipped with his rapier and will use it to kill this guy. So you click on the melee ability, click on the hex when you want to stand, then you choose a direction. If an enemy is in range, you'll get this notification. This is one of the new things that we've added recently. And bam, stab. And we need to move forward. This one will smell me. It doesn't matter, I'll hide in the grass anyway. Okay, so this is a part when we explain how the smell and wind works. These particles show the smell range of your hunters, and if this particle will touch the monster, they will smell us and they will investigate the source of the smell in their turn. This thing here shows the wind direction. This particle shows that it blows to the left, and you can see the particles go that way. And we set up the tutorial the way so you'll see the actual effect of that. So we run, and the enemy, you notice the smell. Another one. Could it be that they are drawn to the corpse? Doesn't matter, these beasts aren't smart. I can easily distract them with a pebble and move forward. Pebbles are another ability that is accessible to all hunters at all time, same as the rest. They just, you know, grab a small rock and they can throw it, so the enemies will look the other way and then they will investigate the source of this pebble. This is a good tool to clear your path. Almost to the top. I think I made enough distance from the rest of the pack to fire a shot. I need to switch to my pistol. Every hunter can carry 2 weapons at a time. One large weapon and a sidearm, a small weapon, and they can switch in between these weapons. Here we have a weapon widget, and there's a tooltip, you know, for every weapon. If this is a ranged weapon that is using ammo, you will have this ammo indicators underneath. And I need to change this area near the edge of the screen, which is really annoying. And again, we are reminded to rest because it drained our stamina. You know, changing weapons costs 1 stamina chunk. Abilities usually cost 1 multiplication of 1 full chunk or half a chunk. You know, it's like 10 or 5 stamina. Each chunk is 10 stamina basically. So you can see the enemy investigated the source of the pebble, didn't find anything, so we start looking around. The darkness grows. I will explain this later. It shouldn't be here in this tutorial, but it's for whatever reason it's still here. Okay, we need to move forward. Now all ready to fire, and we explain the range combat here. It's very similar to melee. We just click this, and then we got the camera is centered in between our hunter and the target. If there would be more targets, we could change them by clicking on the icon or using tab on the keyboard. Here we have like the effects. It will deal 100 of shot damage and will drain 40 stamina. I need to change the sprite because it's not up to date. Because before, you know, the stamina was represented with these shields, and we changed this to these bars. And still there are some leftovers from the old system. It's down, but not dead yet. I should dispose of it quickly. No down enemies can be banished from this world. It's a special hunter's ritual. We need to walk next to the enemy, and then this ability will be unlocked for us here. Before that we had this this button above the enemy's UI, but that was kinda inconsistent with anything else, so right now we spawn this on the action bar, not action bar, ability bar. So click this, and then just like with the shooting, you get available targets. You need to confirm, and the monster is banished. I hate this, but it was necessary. I'm almost there. So yeah, hunters are not humans, and this is like one of the examples, you know, what hunters can do, what people can't, and yeah, they are like in between the light and dark, nature and civilization. They're the force of balance in this world. And going up to the top of the crown finishes the tutorial. And we still have this ugly mission complete pop-up, but just today I finished a new one. Okay, and right now we are in the actual game, and this is where the real game starts. And we have some tutorials for the strategy layer right now as well. You and your hunting party will travel the land through regions. Now you are in Crossroad region. Actually we are in Excel Waits region, but you know, we haven't updated this text. And while we are here, you can set up a camp by clicking the camp button at the left bottom of the screen. Okay, so this is something we call an event. We play the campaign as chief. This is not the same game as we played before. We are a friend of Duke. He's like hunting party, and we are here to look for him. And these pop-ups will work as like inner thoughts of our character. I've just like yesterday or some time ago changed this to like a book, like a notebook. So I think it will work better for this reason. But anyway, so this is like you know, something out of his notebook. Duke left 3 months ago. One day he just left without a word, a note or an excuse. But I cannot let him roll somewhere out there. For weeks we are on his track and it leads to the place called the Crown. What was he hoping to find here, other than a pile of weathered stones? And then we have a conversation with one of our hunters from the hunting party, Maxwell. Should we set up a camp here, Chief? Yes, but Central Noir on the lookout. You are strangers in these lands, we don't need any surprises. Will do, Chief. Yeah, so this area where we are in right now is not a place where a lot of hunters travel. This is a place where the humans have their very first city, and hunters are not welcome here. People don't like hunters. They're considered exiles, unworthy, unclean, etc. They're just too close to the nature, too close to the wild, and people don't like that. So yeah, while in the camp, you hunters can engage in a number of activities. To view and change them, click on the jobs board. So for any of you that have seen our previous streams or updates, we didn't have these avatars. Right now we have. Alex made quite some of them. There's still some work to be done for the UI here, especially because you want to go to Switch with this game, and some of the texts are just too small for Switch. So yeah, there will be some changes done here soon. Okay, so we open the jobs board. Here you can see a list of hunters in a hunting party and what jobs they are assigned to. Click on the job icon to change the assignment for a hunter. On the right you can see what effects it will have in the camp. Set Renoir's job to guarding, so the camp will be safe from any ambushes. Chief told us to rest and resume the search tomorrow. To wait in the camp, click on the campfire in the middle of the camp. Yeah, so hunters can engage in these different jobs. What are these jobs? You can guard. This will decrease the accident chance for other hunters. We can be ambushed by monsters. This will start a special mission when you have to defend the camp from the monsters. Other jobs include scavenging. Our hunters can scavenge the region for potential resources. Right now in this build we can get only food. Food is used to feed your hunters basically. Every day each hunter eats 5 food. There are ways to change this, but I will explain this later. But recently I've added an option to get different resources from regions, so this will be like one of the ways to get some stuff for crafting. You know, our hunters can craft different items, and I'll show you how to do this in a second. Yeah, so you can change this, you know, however you want. You then check, you know, the changes here. I'm thinking about, you know, making this less text heavy and more icon heavy, so it'll be not so scary to read. Okay, so we set the roles, and to wait a day and see for the results you can click here and we get this animation, and bam, we get a camping summary. So what happened? We've managed to scavenge 39 food. We've produced 8 crafting points, but we haven't finished any crafting projects yet because we haven't set up any, but I showed you this later on. And we've consumed 20 food because we have 4 hunters in our hunting group. Okay, and here there will be events waiting for us. If there is this dialogue icon, then it's surprise, surprise, a dialogue. And sometimes when there is like special situations, we get this special illustrations to show what's happening. Everyone is up and ready, Chief. Good. Get everybody on their horses. We are moving to the Crown. Do you think Duke is still there? I hope so. I really do. And clicking on Embark button will open the world map. This is the world map. Here you can choose to travel destination by clicking on the selected region button. Duke tracks lead to the Crown, so click on it to start your journey. Keep in mind that traveling takes time. Journey to neighboring regions will take 1 day. So yeah, we can right now only travel to the Crown. All of the other regions are locked for now because this is the start of the game, so we won't get confused. And these little icons here next to the region will show you that there is something available there. If that's an eye, this is an event. If there is a dialogue, there's a dialogue, and there could be a mission as well. And if you want to travel, you get this like confirmation pop-up, right? Are you sure you want to travel to the crown? This will cost... okay, this is wrong. This should cost 20 foot. But you get the idea, right? To ask if you are you sure that you want to travel there? And we found Duke. As you can see, he spent some time there. He's not in the best shape. Duke. What? Duke, it's me. Ethan Maxwell, give me a hand. We need to move him. Let me get this shot when our other hunters are carrying Duke to his horse. It was hard to look at the hollow shell that Duke has become. Once the greatest of our kin, now a broken blind man. What horror did he face that put him in such condition? And why did we allow to not be here with him? Reunion. So you found me, Chief. Why did you leave, Duke? Did anyone tell you that it is unkind to answer a question with a question? Yes, you did. We could help you if you would tell us. And you have another of these reaction shots, see if a character like shows some strong emotions and everything like that. We also use this for that. You couldn't help me then, you cannot help me now. What do you mean? You were always bound by your responsibilities and duties to protect the people that despise us and defend the world that doesn't want us. Did it ever occur to you that we may have a higher purpose, that all that we do doesn't matter in a bigger picture? And the conversation is cut short by a messenger. Master Hunters, please, we need your help, sirs. We are attacked by beasts. Who is attacked and where? Speak clear, boy. Dane, King's Rest, near the crossroads. The beasts are upon us, sir. Go, brother, your duties await you. I'm going, but you are coming with me. What am I of use to you in this sorry state? You are part of this family, whether you like it or not, and I'm not used to leave behind my own. Dear sirs, please, we need to hurry. Lead the way, boy. So yeah, you know, hunters are bound, but it's like maybe not official by code of friendship bond of... Just a stronger bird. NPC name Young Boy's my favorite character. Yeah. Yeah, if you're wondering, Demacustos is one of the devs, so yeah. That's Camille from the team. This is, if you ever see something like that, it's a translation code. You know, we have the game translated to different languages, and sometimes we made some mistakes, you know, here and there. I thought that we've added everything, but this build was kinda... it was hard to finish it. We had some other stuff. There was a lot of this changes, like with the stamina. We used to get hard action points. Right now we don't have it. So yeah, not everything is up and ready, but well, it's not a release build, right? Alright, so this icon shows that there is a mission here. If we click on this, we have a mission briefing pop-up. We have a name of the mission, objective, we need to kill 2 pack leaders, and a short briefing. Monsters are gathering at the gates of the King's Rest Inn. The people inside are trapped, and there's no help coming to relieve them. We are the only hope. Here you can see what stuff we will get as a reward. We get a lullaby item. This is a very useful item that can put enemies to sleep. We get some silver, some food. Hunting materials, and here you can see, you know, all the resources that we have. We have silver, we have food. Silver is, of course, you know, used to buy stuff. Food is used to feed your hunters, sometimes for crafting. And then there are crafting materials like hunting materials, mechanical parts, and ritual ingredients. Crafting points are not like really a resource. This is like how much your guys can do during one day. Okay, so we have team of our first 3 hunters selected. We used to have a team of 4, but we've switched to a team of 3, as I think the flow of the gameplay is better that way. But you know what? Maybe we just stop this mission and show you how the crafting works. We can get ourselves a different weapon. This weapon. So here we have all of the available blueprints. We can craft weapons, charms and items. Right now we have 3 weapons to craft. We have harpoon launcher. This is one of the first weapons available for us that are ranged and silent, which is very important. I'm gonna add this to crafting quick. So I have some bullshit hold on here anyway. And how the crafting works. Your items are not immediately crafted. You need to spend time in the camp, so your hunters that are assigned to the crafting tasks can work on these items. And I think we could use one crafting net and throwing knives. And you can change the order in the queue here. I think this will be the right order. Okay, so we have 22 crafting points, which is not enough to finish crafting the harpoon launcher, because it needs 30. So we'll spend 1 day and nothing will happen. But then we go back here, you can see that only 8 crafting points are needed right now. So as we have 22, we'll finish preparing this item and this item, right? And you can see we finish working on the harpoon launcher and the throwing knives. I can wait 1 more day to get the hunting net, and I think we are all set for this mission. Right, so when you're in this briefing, you can quickly, change the hunter or change equipment by clicking here. You have one more hunter in the reserve, and I think we're gonna get this guy. Here's the equipment screen. You can quickly access it to change the stuff on your hunters. So as I said before, we have 2 weapon slots. In the large weapon slot you can add big weapons and small weapons, and on the other slot only small weapons. So I think he'll be all set with what we have here. And then we can give him the hunting net. Other guy, no, we have Hugo and Ethan, right? So you'll take this. Hugo will take a great axe. We have Lullaby. Let's get this and this. Okay, let's see. Our hunters can get traits as they level up and from other means, but I will explain this as we go. Some of them are positive, as like for this one, Sturdy adds 10% to their maximum HP. As you can see, they are colored in green, and if this is a good positive effect. But other may have possible and negative. Like this guy have more stamina, has decreased health. And you know what? We're gonna get back to this set. I'm gonna clear this guy, give Maxwell more stuff. Yeah. So if he has more stamina, he'll be a better candidate to use the heavy axe. Okay, I think we are ready to start this mission. The beasts are attacking the gate quickly. Let's go. There is no need for a frontal assault. The beasts are many and we are but few. Kill the pack leaders and the rest will disperse. See these big ones? These are the ones we need to take care of. The rest doesn't matter, but be careful. Attacking an enemy from behind with a small melee weapon will result in a knockdown. Remember, knockdown characters are susceptible to banishing. these small shriekers, as we call them, may be weak, but they can call upon other enemies. Alright, it's time to go. Yeah. So, in this mission, we need to only kill these brawlers, the big guys. We can kill the others, but we don't have to. You know, basically killing the targets that are not part of the objective is not a good idea, but you know, for the case of this presentation, we're gonna do so. Let's move forward. And you can click, you know, directly into enemy if you want to, you know, quickly access the shooting. And I think this is a right opportunity to talk about damage types. This weapon will deal pierce damage, right? This is not a firearm, it shoots like big spikes basically. And some enemies, and tower hunters as well, may have different resistances against different damage types. So even though the weapon deals only 40 damage, we'll be able to kill a Shrieker with it because he is vulnerable to pierce damage. Here you can see how the change in targets works. And a confirm shot. And he's out. But you can see, you know, this is a big cumbersome weapon. It drains a lot of stamina, right? So we need to hide again and rest. We have 2 more hunters. We can try to do something with the big guy. So the best way to deal with him at this point in the game, later it may change, would be to attack him from behind with a small weapon, as the tutorial said. He'll get knocked down. As you can see, I don't know if you saw this, but there was like an indicator that showed resisted. You know, this weapon deals slash and pierce damage, and Brawler is resisted. Oh. He has resistance against slash, I believe. But this was an attack from behind, so he'll be knocked down anyway, so we can move in with another hunter and use the banish. We need to be careful with that, because banish will drain some stamina from our hunters, and it will add corruption points. I don't think we have this yet in this build, but it will definitely in the future. Okay, so we'll use Maxwell as our heavy hitter later on, but he also needs to rest for now because he drained like most of his stamina. And I think we do the same with Hugo. It's always best to hide, you know, in bushes or in grass, because, you know, like a place like this, it doesn't have to be safe, you know. You never know where the enemies will travel during their own turn. Yeah, we need to add an animation for them resting. Okay, so Renoir is a little bit far behind. There is a story behind the corruption, used to have a different name. Okay, you want to hear a silly story? Yeah, like a very, really silly story about, you know, naming stuff and how you have to be careful what words you use? Then let us know, I'll give you a silly story. Okay, this might be a good opportunity to show you what are the effects. Oh no, I cannot show you this shit. Okay, so as this is a weapon that only uses 1 ammo, you don't need to reload this. And we have a bug here that shows it has 3 ammo. I need to tell this to one of our programmers. This is something not right here. It works as it should, but it shows different amounts of ammo. So, you know, even reloading this weapon costs stamina, so you need to be careful with how much you have. Yeah, and the speed of this animation is too fast, I know. And as you can see, okay, we're reloaded, but we cannot shoot because we don't have enough stamina. So we need to rest. Switch to other hunter. Have this lullaby ability, and we can actually throw it on someone. Okay, so we have a question. Is the direction of the wind constant, and it will change? It can change depending on the weather. Right now we have clear weather, and it doesn't have much of the effect. You know, it doesn't have like a sudden effect. The wind may change slightly. There's a chance for that. When you have like a weather condition like storm or windy, then it can change more rapidly. And there is one more thing that I will explain later that can change this even more. Yeah, so this is a very useful item as it puts enemies to sleep. Okay. Okay, so as the brawler sleeps... No, we won't do that, there's just too many enemies nearby. I'm going to hide behind the cart with next to Maxwell and the rest. These red lines are very useful because you can see if the hex you want to stand on will be visible to the enemy, so you can just scan the area and see when it will be visible or not. Okay, so I think we can use our heavy axe to deal some damage. Oh, right. I forgot that he is invulnerable to slash. Did you guys change tile system and visuals again? I remember that it was different last stream. Tiles? We don't have tiles, but I've changed a little bit, you know, how we show the playable area. So it doesn't like... We had a problem with ending the map, basically. You know, we had a problem to show where you cannot stand, and I've used the system that we use to show different textures. It's called splat mapping. Basically, you have like an image that is in three colors: pure red, pure blue, pure green. Is 3 channels RGB, right? And each of the colors on the splat map will load different texture, right? So you have a texture for green, for blue, and for red. And I used one of these channels, blue, in this case, to draw the black outside of the playable area. So that's how it may look differently, and I've made some changes to the textures, so it may look a little bit better. Okay, so the guy is knocked down, so we can banish him and finish this mission and get out of here. And here's Rolf, one of the side characters, one of my favorite. Finally, someone with a head on his shoulders. Take this, I won't need it anymore. Thank you, miss. Let me get a shotgun. Oh, just call me Roof Boy. Wait, isn't that Duke? Hello, Roof. You two know each other? Ruth is my friend since the time... Oh, so now Ruth is your friend, so tell me, friend, where were you for the last 3 months? Running away with no word of where you're going? And look at you. Come, we need to do something about your sorry state. Thank you, Hunter, for bringing this moron here. Now please be kind enough and talk to the innkeeper or something. I need a moment to take care of Duke. As Ruth and Duke walk away down the hallway, you hear her scream, "What do you mean you can't see?" So yeah, Duke lost his sight when he was struck by the visions. Okay, so right now we can talk to the innkeeper. You know what? Maybe I'll just stop reading this. Okay, not everything is as important. So she thanks us for the help. She wants to give us the rifle, but Ruth already gave this to us. She says that Ruth is, you know, a good woman. That she has a sharp tongue, basically. And then Duke wants to talk to us. You know, this is a place where the prologue will cut and Act 1 will start. And we'll have a nice splash screen showing that soon. So Duke wants to talk about what happened. As you can see, he's in much better shape right now. So he left because he didn't want us to risk. He know that, you know, it was not safe to go there, but he didn't expect it that he will be struck by these visions of the god, lose his sight, and be basically stop being a hunter anymore. And he tells us that he was working with a guy called Mainz. Mainz is one of the great houses of the city in the region, and our character Duke thinks that Mainz used Duke, you know, for his own agenda or whatever, and he's pissed and he wants to confront the guy. But we also have a small request. This is a side activity that we can choose, and we're gonna do so. This is a side quest, and side quests in Alder's Blood will not be just go kill 5 beasts, bring us some stuff. All of that will have their own storylines. Of course, you know, shorter than, you know, the main quests, but still, we want to show some more of the world there. Yeah, Camille says that, you know, the innkeeper is based on one of their devs, Jana, but Jana wouldn't be happy about this, I think, and Alex denies this. Yeah. Okay, so we had a new weapon, the shotgun. I gave this to the guy that used to have the harpoon launcher, and I think if we can afford this, I think we can afford this. No, we cannot afford this because I've crafted the harpoon launcher. Because there's another weapon that we can use that will deal blunt damage, but we don't have enough resources to do so. And in the inn we have a shop. We can buy some like basic supplies here. There's 3 packages of food. We have a blueprint, but we don't have a tooltip for it, unfortunately. This is a blueprint for the spike trap, which we're gonna buy, by the way. And we're gonna buy Ether. Ether restores stamina, so you don't have to use rest ability. You can just you know, use Ether on yourself and move forward. This will cost only like 1 chunk of stamina or something like that, or I think it's free, to be honest, because that would be kinda silly to spend stamina on at the item that gives you stamina. Okay, so we have a lot of money, so we can buy a medkit. This is figures, you know, an item to restore HP. Okay. So let's equip our guys with the new stuff. In contrast to harpoon launcher, this weapon will be loud. So we need to be careful, you know, when to use it, because it will attract hunter's attention. And I think I'm gonna equip 2 of my guys with ranged weapons. Cicadas are something like small healing items that can be used only by the hunter that is carrying this. Yeah, they eat bugs. Okay, so you take this and take this. And leave this and leave this. Okay, so we have a guy with a harpoon launcher, and he will have a hard time shooting and doing anything else. So we're gonna give him a spike trap. In case he'll find himself surrounded, he can throw the spikes, block enemies coming in. And an Alder, that would be a nice addition for him, I think. And weapons can have traits as well. As you can see, this one have heavy weapon and firearm, and heavy weapon will decrease our movement, extra movement and stamina a little bit, and firearm will eat one of our equipment slots because you need to carry ammo for this weapon, and also increases your smell range because you know you have all this gunpowder on yourself and everything. Okay, so you can see we have a mission here available and mission here available, but we're gonna go here first and do the side activity. So Camel, since you're still there, you can, I don't know, note somewhere that traveling doesn't, you know, reduce the right amount of food. Okay, that's our crew. We get some XP and some silver for that. XP from missions only is applied only to the guys who are on this mission, not to the whole team. Oh, you know what? I think we've got this guy. You can go with a few hunters if you need. And this experience will be divided between the hunters that are on the mission. Didn't we leveled up? No, not yet. Okay. This is a very simple mission. We just need to kill all of the monsters in the area. Okay, so let me show you how this shooting works. This is a shotgun, so it has a very short range. This is a old rifle that is not in a good shape. And this is, you know, our first firearm, and then deals quite some damage. You know, 100 damage. It's nice. So we're gonna kill him instantly. This particle shows that we've made some sound, but we're far enough, so it won't be a problem. I'm gonna reload to move forward a bit and rest. I think there's like 5 of these guys here, so we need to be careful. Yeah, and they saw us. Okay, let's get this guy closer, so maybe he'll be able to shoot this guy. Yeah. Okay, so let's get this Alder. So we'll be able to move. No, we won't be able to move. This guy's resting, and this guy for whatever reason doesn't want to. Oh, okay. It works now. So let's hide here. And end the turn, I guess. Oh, so we heard this sound. We heard this, so we then investigated. Okay, And since our resting was interrupted, we won't get our stamina back, but it's okay. We'll kill him with our axe guy. No, monsters cannot hide in the tall grass. They can enter this grass, of course, but you know, it's not that they won't be invisible to us. And this is something that doesn't look very pretty right now, but I'll give you an example of what we are talking about. We used to have Sixth Sense, right? And it worked on this screen right now. We'll have a dedicated screen for this at the moment, so we can see the actual vision counts of the monsters. The tooltip will show us its name, its status, its weaknesses. You can see it's weak to chemical damage, to light damage, to pierce damage, and to spirit damage. This is a very weak enemy, you know, so something that you can kill very easily. And its status. So it's right now it's idling, so he can be knocked down with a backstab, and he can be put to sleep, things like that. So you know, even if they would hide in grass, you could see them in Sixth Sense, so that doesn't make much sense. Okay, I can show you something cool, I guess. So we can throw these traps, right? It will cover some area, and every hunter has a whistle with him. We can use it to attract the attention of this monster, so he will start walking towards us and should walk right into the trap. I'm just gonna reload and rest. Okay, so you, my friend, you go hide here. The rest. And you... rest. Is there any cue to the player to know that the whistle worked? You know, we'll have an audio effect for that. We don't have audio for everything yet, but there will be like a loud sound and a special animation for that. Right now we use the animation that's used for activating, you know, using like med packs and things like that. Okay, so let's end this turn. No. Oh shit. Yeah, so path fighting at its best. Okay. So we don't have much stamina left on us. I need to get out of here with this guy and the rest, and the others need to kill him. This is a shotgun, so it will attract attention, so switch to blade and kill him. We have some new sounds, like you know, the sound for the change of the weapon, rest, things like that. You know, it all needs like a good feedback for the player. I've clicked something happened. And I want to change the texture for this sound particles. Right now it's very light, very thin. And something better for that. So we finished the quest. It's done. We get rid of the monsters. Give me the reward, right? We did get a charm. Charms are basically like armors in other games. You know, we didn't like the idea of our hunters carrying, you know, wearing chainmails or plate armor or anything like that. First, it doesn't fit to the characters, right? They're supposed to be stealth and agile. And second, this is not an era where you wear armor, right? So we use these charms, and these this usually changes the resistances and the stats. So here we change our resistance to slash damage. So this guy will, right now, he should be fine. His resistance to slash damage, which is is the most popular damage type in the game. But right now he's weak to shot, spirit, and curse. So you need to be careful for this other stuff because you will get double damage from this, but no damage from that. And since this is our second mission, our hunters leveled up, so I can show you how the leveling system works. We don't have like classic skill trees, but we have something more complex and fun, I guess. And these are called traits. And each time you level up, 5 of these will be randomly generated for you. Not randomly generated. Get from the set. These are prepared by us before, but you get a different set each time you level up, and you see this when you get a different hunter. And we need to choose what we want, right? We may take a perk that will increase our movement, but will take back some health, or maybe some health for the cost of stamina, or maybe something for the camp. Like here we reduce the accident damage by 30%. Other traits you choose from random from level up, or categorized by what level you're at and what you already picked. Yes, to both of these questions. So there are sets like per level, so each time you go higher you have a wider range of these traits, and they will be connected with each other. They are not at the moment. There's like one big pile of these traits, and they are just getting more and more with each level. But me and Kamil, that's here in the chat, we want to make basically like tiers of these. So you have like level 1, level 2, and then you can get to better ones only if you unlock the previous ones. The system is there, we just didn't use this yet. Okay. This was the guy that was using... okay, so I think I give him movement. This guy was using weak weapons, so if we get something that would increase his stamina, but of course we won't. Get increased vision range, health plus 20% movement, but minus health. But he has what? He has already stamina, but a decreased health, so we won't get this decreased health. And I think that with decreased health won't be very good. Oh, ambush chance minus 20%, that's nice. Yeah, Kamil is helping me with the design, so, and he really likes stuff like working on numbers, chances and everything like that. So that's his thing. Okay, another guy, and this is the guy that was carrying the harpoon. Food scavenge plus 5, vision range plus 1. Vision range will be not bad. Stamina plus 10, but he will eat more food. No, less food. Okay, there's a mistake there. Yeah, this one definitely. So he gets one additional chunk of stamina. He's carrying a big weapon that takes a lot of stamina, so that would be nice to have some extra. Okay, so let's go down to this, to another mission. Oh, and then one other thing. When you are in what we call like wild region, dangerous region, you'll be able to scavenge more in a region like that. As you can see, this are much higher numbers than we previously had, because there's more food to be scavenged, but there is a higher chance of accidents and higher chance of ambushes. So if you won't get enough stuff from working on missions, you can scavenge the regions. And I don't know if I said this before, but we'll have not only food to be scavenged in this region, but also different resources. Okay, this shouldn't be here, by the way, but okay. So this is a story mission where you need to get to Mainz, one of this guys from the city that was working with the Duke, and he's sitting in this cavern of whispers, but you know the road to that was blocked, and we had to find like a detour. Okay, so we have a standard enemy in front of us, and our guy has more stamina, as you can see, so let's use some of that stamina. And by the way, we are now entering new missions that were not in the previous build, so if you were here last time, this is something that you couldn't see. This is all new. Yeah, I really like the music too, it really builds the atmosphere. We want to add some additional layers of ambience, so it will be even more moody. By the way, while you are in the camp, you can rest. It's like a task, you know. You can set up your hunters to rest. I didn't set up this the time we were crafting, so I'm gonna use this cicada to get some health. We scout ahead a bit and then rest. Okay, Maxwell. It's always good to, you know, end your turn with a rest ability when you have like most of it still there. It's not bad to have it all. Is there a way to know you are moving to cover before clicking? Will the players sort of know what art assets are considered hiding spots? We have an indicator for that. Let me show you. Oh, here. You can see these red particles near the cursor. It says that in this direction there is high cover, and high cover works like heavy vision block. So if the guy would stay here, right, we have an enemy here, and we stay here, he won't see us, right? And there is also small cover. Let's see if I have. This is small cover. You know, this will show this yellow particles, and in order to hide in small cover, you need to be in hex to hex contact with this. Bushes are not cover. They used to be cover, but we changed this because we thought that this is not cool. So this tall grass and bushes are like these hiding spots, and they are marked by these purple dots. So they only work as concealment when you are inside of them, but not next to them. Stop, see that tree? It's a watcher. It will scream like a damned banshee if it sees us. It's best to wait till it goes to sleep. So this is a new enemy type. It's not really a good idea to attack a watcher. If you don't kill it like instantly, and you won't because he has 350 HP, it will start screaming, and you saw what happens when you make too much sound. So it's better to wait for it to sleep. Right now it's sleeping, right? And then sneak past it. You can always put it into sleep if you have a lullaby or something like that. Anything that has a sleep effect on it. So I'm gonna push my hunters a little bit, you know, spend some of their stamina, but I don't want to be near Watcher. Oh, who goes left behind? You know, right now we have this additional movement set a little bit differently. Right now it is a distance that you can run, but you have to repeat this over and over again, right? And in the next build, this range of this additional movement will be as far as you have stamina points. So we can, you know, make this big move that I was making right now in one go. Actually had this, but there was a little bit of misunderstanding between me and the guy who was working on that. And that is as it is right now. Okay, so Watcher is still sleeping, so I'm free to go. And this arrows show where the objective is. Right? We need to find a way through the forest. And that's our objective. We don't have to kill anything. Okay, we'll have to kill this guy right now because he saw us. Oh, oh. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it would be better if I would start, you know, checking a Sixth Sense. Because in Sixth Sense you can see that even if the enemy is not in your line of sight, you can see these apparitions. And I want to change this to something better looking. But this is something new, and I'm not used to that. Okay, since Hugo has more stamina points, he can now reload and shoot in the same turn, which is nice. He's out of range. Or maybe he doesn't see this guy. Get that there. So we can hide. Here we have a shotgun. This is not a good weapon right now to use. Switch to blade. Heavy weapons like this axe. If you're asking why I'm not using axe, the guy is closer. Yeah, it's closer, but heavy weapon like this will make sound when used. So if you want to clear out these guys silently, you know, small weapons are better for that. And let's hide because there's a big guy up ahead. Oh, thanks, Tommy. You know, Tommy was going to ask where he can get this game. Right now we can wishlist us on Steam. Unfortunately, you know, there is still some work to be done here, so it's not out yet. But we are getting very, very close, you know, to being finished with Alder's Blood. Oh, and the guy smelled us. So we are exposed and we'll have to get rid of 2 of these guys right now. Ha! But this charm worked. Which is nice. Okay, so since this darkness is showing up, again I think it's time to explain this. So the darkness is like this will of this corrupted god that we are talking about looming over this land, and it can act, you know, within. For the first few missions, we are like safe from its influence, but it will change with time. And the darkness can summon more enemies to the map. It can strengthen the enemies that are already there. It can change them into like these huge very dangerous avatars of the God's will. And killing enemies out of your objective will strengthen the darkness. You know, there are some items that will also do so. No, Tommy, the demo is not there. I don't know why it's still showing. We've turned off the demo. The demo was like 1 year old. It didn't show the how the game looks, so we turn this off. Okay, so we get rid of this guy and I need to get the guy with the shotgun. Switch the shotgun and shoot this guy. That's 100 damage. I have 2 stamina points, that's not enough, so let's throw a hunting net on him. This will immobilize him for a turn. There are some damage combos with the status effects, but we don't have access to these damage types, unfortunately, at the moment. If you would have, I believe, blunt. Let me check this. I think blunt. No, pierce. Okay, pierce is can combo with this, so we can use our harpoon launcher to get rid of this guy. So how this works exactly? As I told you, right? He's strong against slash, shot, no, slash, blunt, and chemical. But if you inflict a status effect on a guy, he immediately becomes vulnerable to some damage types. And right now he's vulnerable to pierce. Because of that, I don't know why this doesn't show it here. So right now I can shoot him. Yeah, and that's critical damage, but the Hugo got knocked down because I used all of his stamina. Yep. Grafen is saying that the demo is practically a completely different game to what is being shown now. It's a huge difference. Yeah, it is. But Scribbler, nice to see you guys still going. Always a shame when the Kickstarter doesn't make it. Yeah, but you know, we made it through. It's not that bad. You know, that was a big, like, eye opener for us. I think it actually was a good experience to fail there. Noticing bullet icons. Is this XCOM where you have to infinite ammo but have to reload, or can you carry only in so much? Right now it's like infinite, but you have to reload. Maybe in an update we'll play with this. Like in Battle Brothers, you have like this ammo that is for the whole crew, and you need to make sure that you have enough. I don't know. Right now it works like that. We used to have a build where you have limited ammo. It was a long time ago, and it wasn't that fun back then. So I don't know. We'll see if we get back to this idea. Okay. It's okay, so we can finish this guy with a throwing knife, I guess. Yeah. So you can see, the more enemies are around, the more the situation gets tense. If I would make more attention to the wind direction, we wouldn't have to fight here at all. But you know, this is a presentation and I try to focus on showing you how all of this works rather than playing exactly as I should. Okay, so Hugo got knocked down and he will lose his next turn, so we won't be able to use him for now. So right now, okay, we need to get here with all of our hunters, right? This is this icon which shows that we need to get here, but I don't want to be seen by the watcher. hide these guys in the bushes. Yeah, he's back up on his feet. Okay, the question is, do we have lullaby? Because we can use lullaby on this watcher and move forward. Because I'm not sure if we have any enemies around. They may be somewhere in the dark. And I don't want to lure them, but he's sleeping, so it's not a problem. Okay, darkness, we know that you grow. Okay, and we move here, and the mission is successful. And right now we can talk to the guy, so you can see House Mains is kinda has this cultist look. They have the special people that are sent outside of the city to investigate special places like this Cavern of Whispers, which is kinda similar to the Crown, where we are, where Duke loves to give his sight but gain his visions. So this guy was working with Duke to try to find this body of this decaying god and kill him, and both of them, Mains and Duke, thought that they can find the god there, but whoa, okay, this is something wrong with the event chain here. Sometimes you use like an event that can transport us immediately from one place to another, and I think I used this there, but it was kind of strange. But maybe I wasn't just paying attention to this story. And if you're wondering why was this white image, I probably didn't attach the right image. I didn't have anything in the place for the image, so Unity works like that. It shows a white, white square if there is nothing attached to the image box. Here. No, this is nothing big. It's like a setup problem, not a bug. Okay, so I skipped this part, but Mains was talking about checking some cavern in the woods, in the creeks here. So we need to go there. But you know what, I think it's a good time to actually take some rest, because yeah, Hugo took some damage. Oh, that's good. And let's see if we can make this Hunter's Maul. No, still too little. But we can then make Plague Blade. This is a nice weapon because it inflicts poison special effect, status effect. Okay, we are missing something. 20 hunting materials, 40 mechanical parts. We don't have enough mechanical parts. Well, bugger. So let's wait today and okay. You're also trying to find a way to have a better way of navigating through the map. There are some ideas how to do this, because sometimes you have to travel through multiple regions, and we don't have any other way other than you just click every time from embark, pick a region, go there. And this may be a little bit annoying in the long run. Okay, another quest. Let's see. I don't think we have anything special. Oh no, we have a marking fruit. Marking fruit will inflict marked status effect on the enemy, which will combo with shot damage. So it's nice to have it with someone else. Do we have anything more? Oh, we have alluring mirror. This item will make enemies walk towards us. So you can set up a trap, for example, and lure it towards you until if the pathfinding will be good for you, the enemy will walk into the trap. Okay. Okay. So another mission like the previous one, we need to just scout the area. We don't have to engage in combat. Okay, so right at the start we have a watcher. It's looking to the right. Okay, Maxwell has lullaby, and we're gonna use it on him. And we are free to go. Oh my! Okay, where is our guy with the harpoon? Okay. Drink this. If you give guys more than one item of the same type, it will stack. You know, right now I gave him only one ether, so you can use it only once. I want to do that. Get back there. Okay, so another thing to note, we don't have a right material set up for the bushes, you know, they don't use this X-ray material. That's a bit of a problem. Okay, let's use some stamina to push forward, and then rest. So we have a brawler here. Huh. I haven't tried this, but let's see if this will work. I don't know. This is like, I don't know if I can change the direction of watchers looking. No, I can't. It's just a stupid trip. So Max will have to wait. And we need to get past this brawler. I don't want to engage him in combat. I really don't want to. Okay, I can hide here because there's a shrieker there. Okay, wait. Renoir. Okay. If you have any questions, you know, just let me know. I'm gonna make him look the other way. By the way, you can only change direction of the idling enemy. If the guy is already searching for you, then you won't be able to do that. Okay, the rest. And let's get rid of that shrieker, because it can be a problem later on. Oh no. We are out of range, so I guess we're gonna just wait. Okay, so Badscribble asks, how does scent work? I can see the wind direction of it. Does it make enemies more likely to move toward hunters when they encounter it, or is it an alert thing? If you like touch an enemy with this particle, and let's say that the guy was somewhere here, if you won't move, he will find you, right? If you start running away, the monster will investigate the source. So if you were here, he will get here, start looking around. If he won't find you, he start going around. So you know, having enough stamina all the time is very important, because if you run somewhere, the enemy will smell you. If you don't have enough stamina to get away, he will expose you. Okay, so we found the entrance to the temple. Ruins of a temple, I should say. Return to Darkness acts strangely because we made an update to this, but in this first missions we want the darkness to be not affecting, you know, the battlefield, so you can get more comfortable while still learning the game. So, you know, darkness can be very painful. Darkness is designed to work more when you are trying to stay too long in one place. Basically, with every turn it can get more points to use their own actions. As I said, you know, killing enemies that are not part of the objective will also add darkness points. So the idea is to stick to the objective. Right now we need to get this statue from the altar, but we have a new enemy here, and this, oh okay, so we need to set up an ambush from these guys. Okay, so this is Floater, and Floater won't be affected by traps. She will just fly over them, and her bites will inflict bleeding status effect on us. You're finding lots of friends here. Yeah, there's great friends, you know, that wants to eat you. Okay. Let's get a little bit closer and rest, you know, and wait this turn out. do some as much damage as possible. I think I'm gonna put Roller to sleep and then try to bring down the Floater with a damage combo. Floater is invulnerable to Pierce, if I remember correctly, so we need to... I think I'll use Shotgun on it, so I'm gonna use this Marking Fruit that we received some time ago to get marked status effect on him and then shoot him with a Shotgun. That will be 200 damage, so it should be enough to bring him down. Okay, so here's our guy with the shotgun, and who has Lullaby? You have Lullaby. So use not this. Him. Use, okay, this has a short range, so I need to get a little bit closer and throw it on Floater. Okay, the status effect didn't show up, but you know, we can see here that it's marked. Marked targets are susceptible to shot damage, and we need to get our Renoir and shoot him down. Okay, so we grabbed what we had to grab, and right now it's time to leave. Bro will sleep for a little while, so we don't have to worry about him. So let's move our hunters up. Okay, so Hugo will be at the place. Okay, I set them to rest already, okay. So how many times can you attack a turn? You can use a lot of items, it seems, but can you just Alpha Strike and shoot 3 times with all your hunters if you have stamina? Yeah, you can. There is no action points. We used to have action points, but we get rid of them for the sake of clarity. You have stamina, and as long as you have stamina, you can do stuff. And that's it. You know, we've tested all different types of approaches to this. We used to have 2 action points like in XCOM, but it just doesn't work for this game, you know. The more flexible you are, the more you can do. Because right now they're just starting missions, and later on there will be more of these enemies, stronger enemies, and if you make too much noise, too much attention, to draw too much attention to you, you'll get ganked up, you know. Even your stronger weapons like this shotgun, okay, this 100 damage, but you have to reload this. It costs stamina to reload this and to use it. So you can say, you know, I have Renoir, and he's almost out of stamina after using this shotgun. So even though you don't have this many restrictions, you won't be able to spam these abilities. So the way I want this to be played primarily is like you focus on your objective, and when you don't find any other way to deal with a situation, you make an ambush, right? But the best way for you is to kill only the necessary targets, because if you start killing too many of these enemies, your hunters get corrupted, you know, with each attack, with each received damage, they get more and more of this corruption, and it will result in them getting negative perks. Like if you remember when we were leveling up hunters, you can get this nice perks. The perks from the corruption are not so nice, and the more you get, the more and more useless your hunter becomes, and then you have to go here and sacrifice one of your hunters. So like I have these hunters that are you know, more experience, and this guy is less experienced, you know, you can transfer some of this XP to this guy. So this is like our way of dealing with a possibility of lost progress, right? Okay, so Bud Scrabbler has another question. So the general balance is that if you do too many actions, you can react to the enemies that come to investigate. Yeah, so something like that. You know, you need to balance your resources, basically. You know, that's the idea. You have your resources of the stamina, and you need to be careful, because I don't know if I said this, but with every attack received, you lose 1 stamina. It doesn't matter what attack it is, but it's usually like that. Sometimes it can be more. So you can kill an enemy, or you may work on his stamina to knock him down and then just walk past him, which is a viable option, especially later in the game, or banish him. Because, for example, you have a nice rifle, you get out there, you shoot it, you lose 2 stamina. Let's say that you have 4 stamina on your hunter. That's usually how much you will have if he's carrying a heavy weapon at the start. And then you lure even 2 shriekers, these weak ones, and you're knocked down. And let's say that one of the shriekers will call for help, he will lure a brawler, and that guy may be dead, you know, within 1 turn. So you need to be careful. You know, the reason we went here is to give Duke this artifact, so he can increase his, you know, vision power, whatever. And then we're told to meet up with Fruth in a village called Rattle. You know what, I think that we actually level up, yeah. How much stamina do we have? 5 chunks. Guess it's always better to have more stamina, right? So, okay, this is a guy that uses a big weapon and he still doesn't have access to stamina perks. So you can see sometimes you may have like an idea for a hunter, but then you get, you know, these perks, and you may have to change your approach to this particular character and you need to switch the weapons, the build. Like this guy has access to this, he can carry more items, so maybe it would be a better idea to give this guy this big axe. So he can use his increased stamina. And Maxwell could carry something else. Okay, Hugo also leveled up. Last time we also gave him more stamina. Let's see. He can heal better, but the ambush will be increased, or he can scavenge more food, or he can get more item slots. Get 2 of these ethers, so it will be more better equipped, basically, to regain his stamina. Okay, we still lack mechanical parts. It's really good that we are changing this so we can scavenge these materials in regions, because, you know, right now if you can only get them from missions, then the progress is hard locked. Yeah, I don't really like that. Let's buy this. So we can make these traps by ourselves right now. Okay, and another mission. So the villagers here are scared because they believe there is some ghosts in the woods, there are some strange lights and noises, and there is this tale of like some nasty hunters, like a ghost of a hunter. So when they see actual hunters, they're even more scared. They want to get out, but Roof sends us deeper into the woods near this village to investigate what's going on. And that's what we're gonna do. So we have this trail of blood. The Watcher won't see us as long as we stick to the bottom of the map. Another question, are these maps static or procedurally generated? They are static, yes. They're all handcrafted by me, so there shouldn't be any bullshit situations. Yeah, so someone was digging something out of the ground in the woods, and this is not something that people actually do. Okay, oh, so we have another monster here. Bye, Camille. Okay, so we have this guy. So we have a little bit of a problem. We need to pick up this item here, as you can see. But we have some monsters here. I need to be careful, because there's a big open space. Hunters don't like big open spaces. You know what, I think I'm gonna throw this. Use this whistle. And then just get out of here. Maybe we'll lure some enemies there. Otherwise, we might have a problem. Okay, we have a shooter here. I think we'll see if anything will walk into our little trap. I'm gonna rest here. It's better to have a full stamina. Okay, so we have a floater. The Shrieker. Shrieker, of course, missed our trap. I don't have any luck with this trap today. Oh, okay, he walked into the trap, yay! Okay. So let's take a look to the Sixth Sense and how many enemies are still around. Okay, so we have someone here and here and here. Okay, so 3 enemies, it's not that bad. Okay, doesn't matter. Shoot him because, you know, floater is resistant to... Yeah, it's strong to pierce damage. Reload. Kind of. The trap won't work on the floater, so yeah. I think I'm gonna rest. Maybe. Let's see. There's another guy. We can kill him with an axe. Then we should have enough more stamina points to get this cloth. Yes. It's a banner of some kind. We need to ask Roof if she recognize this. Okay, so they are looking that way, so maybe it would be better to actually get back to our initial hiding spot, the rest. We can move Maxwell up. Right here. Right now we just need to get out of here, so if we can avoid confrontation, we will. I should rest with this guy, because I cannot move, and I just need to move 1 hex. Okay, so we finished the mission. We can report back to Roof at the Rattle. Any ghosts? No ghosts, but humans looking for something. and we found out that this banner was a banner of House Moore, one of the great houses of the city, and Rolf can help us can help us get in contact with one of the guys, actually the head of the House Moore, because she knows him from her younger years. But Mains finds us with some new info. Something is happening and he believes it has something to do with one of Duke's friends, General Barca. Barca is a leader of the third of the great houses. The fourth will be the Blackwells, and Barcas are the military branch of the city. And the guy we are talking about is controlling the forces of the city, and he's on the move. And we need to take a look what's happening. Okay guys, I don't know, I think I've showed you enough of this. If you have any questions, this is the right time, you know, because I don't know what I showed you and what I didn't. Oh, okay, I got a letter. I don't maybe want to know anything more about the weapons, or the items, or the progression system, or what can you do in the camp. Just let me know and we just, you know, play around with the menus for some time. Ooh. Okay, so right now I'm in the hunter recruitment screen. At the beginning you will get 3 randomly generated hunters, and sometimes you may, you know, be lucky and get a hunter with a weapon that you don't have right now. If you don't, if you're not happy with the you know, the roster, you can spend some food to change this, get a new set. I'm gonna get this guy because he has a very good rifle. Can you customize the rifles to have a bayonet so they can work in melee without ammo? Nope. Nope. Not at the moment. You know, we have an idea for something like that. You can upgrade these weapons, because, you know, my idea for these weapons is that you won't get like better or worse, but different weapons. But no, not at the moment. You get what you get. They're like weapon classes, right? So different weapon. Basically, you know, you can see that this is a different weapon class when you have a different idol. We have axes, we have long firearms, we have blades. So the smaller weapons like that. You also have great swords. I don't have a great sword right now, and we have mauls. Mauls are like big, like hammers, you know, maces, things like that to hand it, and there's also small firearms, so pistols and things like that. So if, you know, like, continue on answering a question, Magim, you can, if there will be a weapon that can be used in melee, you know, that would be like its main feature. Okay, so we have a guy that uses this avatar, so maybe let's pick something different. You know, we can pick this color scheme and it will match. We have more of these color schemes, and we have more of these of the hunter skins as well. You know, this is something that I'll start working, I think, this month. Okay, so here's a nice rifle. It's also one-shot rifle, but it's like a shotgun with an increased range, basically, which is very nice. Oh, thank you, Magim. I'll let Alex know, because she was drawing these. happy that you like it. Oh, I forgot that we have this pistol. So we can give it to someone. Okay, he has ether. Give him marking fruit, he can mark his own targets. So if someone is equipped with a big weapon like that, that's not a bad idea to give him a pistol as a sidearm. Pistols right now are like alternative to rifles, you know, they're just smaller, requires less stamina, and they also, not this one, but you know, most of them will have more ammo. Whatever happened with the World War I design? Surely that guy would be special hunted the game at one point, yeah? I don't know. I don't know. Now, if you're wondering what we are talking about, when we were still doing our first Kickstarter with different art style, I used to make a character concept which was very inspired by the World War I uniforms and equipment, like a very military looking guy with a huge shield. It was supposed to be a weapon. Maybe we'll add this at some point, who knows. I know that I want to have a lot of the skins, but we'll see. Maybe we'll make a poll, you know, on our Discord channel, and we show you some like early concept, and you will be able to help us, you know, pick the ones that you like the most. I know that I want to make a skin with a more armored hunter. You know, we used to have an idea for an antiquarian, so a guy that is, you know, collecting a lot of this old stuff, like old blades of the knightly orders that once were in this world, and he's wearing like a breastplate, you know, so something like that. I really like this idea. Make it into a corrupted hunter as a special side quest. You know, there is an idea for a bigger update with these corrupted hunters. You know, but you know, you have to remember that we cannot make this game forever, and there's a lot of ideas, and we want to support this game, you know, for some time, and that's probably how it will look like. You know, we'll make a working version that should have enough content for you to be happy. This should be like 10 to 20 hours, something like that, you know, of content, with story missions, with side missions, as I told you before, with their own plots, and so some random events should give us some additional flavor. And then, yeah, human enemies, but this is all, you know, for the future. This is all for updates, not DLCs, preferably. We don't want you to pay for the extra content. There is an idea how to make this work as a free update, but you have to wait, you know, a little bit for like official news about this. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit slow today, but I have a terrible headache today, so sorry. And this is this Moore, Lord Cornelius Moore. He's a banker, a merchant, one of the most wealthy people in the city. I don't want to spoil you too much of the story. I think this is quite interesting, so that's why I'm skipping over this. And Market has its own shop. It uses the same sprite, I know, but it has a different range of stuff. We have some more healing items here. Griffin, we want the World War I guy, and the guy with them floating eyes. They were pretty damn good concepts. Yeah, we also had a cultist type of guy, which was inspired, like it was a mix between Mongolian people and our Polish nobles of the time, and he also used some magic. I think I will have to make this poll in Discord channel, then, you know, show you some different different concepts. They try to show them this new style. So you have different status effects, and these are different items that can heal this status effect. So these pellets can cure sickness. Sickness will drain stamina out of the character that is afflicted with it. There is antidote to cure poison, bandages to cure bleeding. You can also buy some food. Because if you spend some time traveling, or you need to spend some time to heal your hunters, you drain your food supplies. And when you run out of food, your hunters start starving and they will start losing HP. They won't die, instantly, but they will start losing health. And one of the ways to solve the problem of not much food is sending your hunters and unwanted hunters to the base. So if you have, for example, we don't use Ethan very often, we can send him to base, but I don't know why it doesn't work. Basically, you can just send him to base if he won't be in your country, in your party, so he won't eat food, right? Hi, Lucas. You know what, maybe let's make another mission. Okay, I sent this guy to the... Okay, it's bugged. As you can see, I sent Ethan like 10 times to the base. But that's the idea. And when I wait a day, he'll be in the base. And I will have to go to the base. Base is the crown. I have this little icon that I changed to something more appropriate. But the crown is your base. That's where your hunter gathers. And if you want to get them back, you need to travel back to the crown and pick them up. This is not a bad idea if you have hunters that are injured, but you don't have like time of food, to spend on them healing. Then you can send them to the crown. They will heal their low, slower, but they will heal with time. Okay, let's use this guy with this rolling block. Okay, so you might be able to take a look if the darkness system works as it should be. So this is a special mission when Moore sent us to investigate, basically clear out the monsters on the road. And I wanted this mission to start quietly. As you can see, there's nothing there, but the darkness should start spawning monsters. Oh, as you can see. So that's how my darkness works. It may not be... It's a basically, it does things at random. You never know what it does. Right now it spawned Deathwalker. It's a very strong enemy. Let's see, he's strong against blunt and light. But he has a lot of stamina points, a lot of HP. But he's almost blind. He has only a vision range of 1. But he has AoE attacks, he stomps and he... let's just show you this. So you can drain stamina of your hunters very quickly. So this is the guy that you want to avoid, basically, if you can. Because, on his own he may be not that very strong, but starts combo with another monsters, that will make a lot of trouble for you. So we just had to oh, this guy doesn't have stamina. That's interesting. So our like hunter's generator doesn't work properly. Created a character without stamina. Okay, so I need to check this because this is something interesting. So he can now... No, he cannot do anything because he doesn't... Oh my god, that's something new. So he cannot do anything, but he also won't be able... Like, monsters won't be able to knock him down because he has like... 0 stamina, so he's like unlimited stamina as well. Okay, so this darkness is not as scary as I thought it would be. We have like different darkness presets, so you know the darkness can do different stuffs depending on this presets. It will get more or less points when you wait or when you kill enemies. And this preset was supposed to be like very, very dangerous, but I guess we need to pump this up a little bit more because I wanted it to like spawn 3 monsters in a turn, then maybe strengthen someone or change him into this avatar of God. So this needs a little bit of more work. Because it should be like really hell on earth with this mission. Live in shadows. Okay, so now we need to take a look. You know, it doesn't make sense. If I have a guy who doesn't have stamina, it will be pointless to make this mission. So let's use the cheat console. Okay guys, if you have any questions, let me know and I think I'll wrap this up. No, the stamina wasn't. It was working properly, but as we changed this stamina from like single numbers, right, to multiples of 10, that's why it's not working. He has stamina, but only 3 stamina. Like he should have 30 stamina. So that's the problem. You know, that's the problem when you make big changes. There is always a place where you can forget, you know, about something. Fortunately, it's just a matter of, you know, adding 0 to one place. Okay, so we finally can craft some new... not this. 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 So now you can have more of these hunters, right? They will be able to get more of the jobs in the camp. You'll get more crafting points, so craft faster. You'll get more resources. but they will eat more food, right? That's the payoff. Okay, so this guy was carrying a heavy weapon, and right now he has access to this heavy weapon. This will deal blunt damage, and it'll also decrease a lot of stamina. Different weapons like this one will decrease like only 1 chunk of stamina. This will decrease 3 chunks, so it's good to knocking down hunters, enemies, and it also deals spirit damage, which is more rare damage type. Sparky Shot asks, this game looks great, what is it? It's called Alder's Blood, and this is a tactical stealth game when you control your group of hunters like that, killing monsters like werewolves and vampires, trying to find the source of the corruption of the land, which is a decaying god. That's, I think, like the shortest description of what this game is they can give. Secret Blade is like our weapon of like last resort. If you don't have any other weapons, you always will have Secret Blade. This is like a weapon that only deals 20 damage. This is like a very small dagger that every hunter makes for himself. Okay, you know what? I will make this one last mission because I just gave this crew the items. Sparky Shell, so it's like XCOM like a little bit, but let me just show. If you just enter, then I show you what's the difference between Alder's Blood and XCOM. First of all, it's on hexes and not on squares. That's one thing. Another thing is that it's more open to characters' movement, so I don't have like an action to move. I have stamina points instead, and as long as I have stamina I can do stuff like additional movement costs stamina, attacks and attacking enemies cost stamina, things like that, right? And it's more about stealth, but I've just run right into an enemy. So you can see this guy has 6 chunks of this, and then you can shoot him, and this will drain my hunter from 4 chunks, 4.5 actually. So I need to make sure that I don't... oh shit, another monster. And drop this. Maybe he won't be able to go to me. Let's see. We'll see. Okay, this is the... oh no, I haven't checked the party composition. Oh, what? Let's just complete this mission. I changed the equipment on our guys, but I didn't change the guy in the party. Okay, so quick conversation. He'll give us a quest. This will be a simple quest, you have to kill all of the monsters, so this will be a good presentation. Okay, you, my friend, we don't want you, we want you. Okay. Oh, why do I have so little health? Okay, so let's smack this guy with our maul. Okay, and he's knocked down. I can banish him, but if I banish him I lose all of my stamina, and I don't want to. So I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna eat this cicada to regain some health, and the rest to regain the rest of my stamina. Okay, I have rifle and I have this. Okay, so we're gonna shoot the Shrieker with this weapon, because the Shrieker is weak to pierce, and that will immediately take care of him. And this fella will go to him and punish him. Okay, so the first group of monsters cleared up. Let's rest. So we have another monster here. Okay, I'm gonna screw the situation up for myself just to show you how the sound works. We have a rolling block rifle, and it deals quite some damage, but it's a loud weapon, and when I'm gonna use it on this guy, this will summon other monsters that heard this sound. This will probably lead to the death of my hunters, but I think that would be a nice end to this stream. So you can see he started investigating the sound, and he saw our hunter, but thankfully he's strong. And he's dead. In contrast to XCOM, like the whole team doesn't share like the stealth, right? The concealment. Each guy for himself. So if someone spots one hunter, it doesn't mean that the whole party is exposed. The best way to check if monsters see you or not is the idle animation of your hunters. If they are kneeling, it means that the monsters don't see him. Okay, I think let's change to this weapon. I don't know. Start shooting. So you can see, this is a single shot weapon, but still you can pack some shots. I forgot to add the idle animation for this. It has its own animation, So as long as you have stamina, you can keep shooting. But that's it. So I eat this cicada. I don't know if that will be enough to survive the bite of the floater. We'll see. Okay, that she knocked me down. Oh, there's a Shrieker. Yeah, so that will be the end for us. Bum. Mission failed. So yeah, that's how it works. Firearms are strong weapons, but they are loud, so they will draw attention of other monsters. So it would be wise to set up some traps on your flanks, or maybe just use this rifles and then run away. Whatever will work for you. Right now our hunters they don't die, but they will if they don't right now. So yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. Maybe you have some questions, you know, just let me know and I can talk about something that maybe you are interested more than what I'm showing you right now. No, okay. Alright guys, the stream, I think it's time for it to end this. It will be on our YouTube channel, so if you want to take a look, you can join our Discord server for more up-to-date news about the game, follow us on social media, things like that. And I guess see you on the next one, right? Thanks for watching. See ya guys.